Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys, play around with some wallets, and talk about how to avoid scams and hacks. And as always, I'll do my best to get to your questions and see if we can't solve your issues for you here live. So let's get started. So hello everyone, welcome to my lair here. I'm here with the rig and my new Bitcoin sign behind me in front of my gaming monitor over there on the side. It's great to be here. It's been a pretty exciting week in the crypto world. There's been a lot of good news. The market's up. There's some great adoption news I'm going to talk about coming out of Davos, of all places. Kind of strange. And some major bankruptcies again. But the cool thing about, well, it's not cool, but the cool thing for us about this bankruptcy news is it really hasn't rattled the market much. It might on Monday, though. We'll see. So, but as it stands, everything's looking good. Got everything up and running. I did want to point out to you guys, I figured out what was causing the weird echo last week. It was really strange, but let's see. Let's go over here. And let's see.
There are currently no weather alerts.
Echo, stop. My Echo thought I was talking to it, or my Alexa. So let me show you this. I guess this is probably the best. So this is OBS Studio. Boop-a-doo. I'm still running my Skyrim thing. And this is where I have all the controls for everything. Now, if you'll notice down here, when I'm switching scenes, like if I'm in this scene, you know, these are the active items, right? Face cam and whatnot. And in main demo, we've got, you know, my webcam, my monitor, and my side camera, which I'll use occasionally when I'm close up. But for whatever reason, when I'm looking over at my secondary monitor, I call this one left monitor, you can see it's pretty much the same. But this item up here is my secondary webcam. I have another webcam over here that I'm pointing to. And for some reason in OBS, in my audio, this video capture device, the mic was taking input. Normally it doesn't, right? See, normally when the mic is on, you can see there's no sound coming through. But when I looked at it the other day, I could see, you know, the sound bouncing up and down on my webcam. So it's really weird because normally OBS Studio will auto mute any secondary microphones on different devices. This is the main mic. So anyway, sorry, I fixed that. It's not happening now, so I don't really know why it was happening all of a sudden. But let's go over here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, let's get this back. I want to thank everyone for being here. Sorry about technical issues last week, as usual. It had to do with sound. Bummer. Kenneth was here early. Apologizing for not being as early as usual. No problem. It's always nice to have Kenneth here. Kenneth, if you want to send me some links for news, I don't think YouTube will allow you to post anything in the chat window that is a link. Only myself and the moderators have that ability. YouTube will auto flag any links. Although I didn't see anything that got auto flagged by YouTube, so maybe they just won't allow you to post any links at all, right? It just won't register. So you can always shoot me an email. I'm at thecryptodad@gmail.com. If you have some news stories you think might be of interest to the stream and our viewers, I would welcome that. Dan is here. Thanks for being here, Dan. I don't see JDO here yet, but he'll probably make an appearance. Amsterdam Holland is here. Conrad Bonet is asking me how to set Face ID on his iPhone. In what app? I'm a little confused by that question. Face ID in what wallet, app, or crypto.com, or I'm not sure what you're asking me. So we'll see. Maybe you can expand on that. Mr. Miskey is here again. Diesel Kane, hello. Thanks for being here. Frank Rodriguez, Kojo, hello. Joanne L, thanks for being here. Marco S, Armand Adamasu, thank you for being here. Mustafa Lam, good to have you here. I think I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. And we're here. So cool. So before I jump in, I'll just let you guys know that we've got our agenda tonight. I want to talk a little bit about some of the content I put out this week. If you're not familiar with my channel, I did throw up a few videos this week. One was from the nice people at Spritz about paying your bills online, which is a pretty cool service, which I might start to use more. It kind of cuts out the centralized exchange step. They're kind of doing things under the hood, but you can pay directly out of your EVM-based wallet, Metamask, and Coinbase wallet too, I believe. Although they said that they're thinking of, well, they're working on adding Bitcoin, which will be pretty interesting. So check out that video. And then I did another video, which I posted yesterday, about the NFT God hack. And I talked to some, after I went through the scenario of what happened. And the only thing that he mentioned in his Twitter feed was, I did something with my Ledger seed that made it not cold anymore. And I didn't know what he meant by that. And then someone in the comments had heard he put his 24-word Ledger backup phrase into Metamask, which I actually did a video on that. A lot of people think that in order to connect your Ledger to Metamask, that you need to use your backup phrase when you set up Metamask, and that's not how you do it. When you're in Metamask, you actually go down here. After it's set up, and Metamask has its own backup phrase, you go down here to connect hardware wallet, and that's how you access your Ledger. You don't actually use the backup phrase of the Ledger within Metamask because that totally bypasses the hardware device, right? Now your private keys are within Metamask and on your computer and vulnerable to hacks. And that's part of what happened when he got hacked. So anyway, check out that content. It's pretty good. We'll talk about some of that tonight. We've got our agenda here. We've got a bunch of affiliate links for any products that you might be interested in. I'd appreciate it if you would use my affiliate links. Some background stuff on Bitcoin if you're interested. And the news stories that we're going to talk about. So let's pop out the chat window and get things moving tonight. I'm glad everyone's here. Should be kind of an exciting night. Just a reminder, we focus on crypto education and troubleshooting of self-custody wallets and using exchanges, whatever you happen to need help with. But I don't do coin evaluations. I do talk about the market in general because it's a topic of interest, but I don't say, what do you think this coin's going to do? Or where do you think the market's heading? I don't give out opinions. I just sort of go over the news and look at what the experts say. I'm not really a market expert, but I have been using crypto wallets for many years. So I do have some insight on how to use, hold, custody, transfer, stake, that kind of stuff. So by all means, ask me those type of questions. All right, so let's jump into the first news story. Let's see, we've got the Bitcoin. The news story says Bitcoin soars over 22K, but we know better because this story was posted yesterday. Let's take a look at where we stand. Whoops. Let's take a look at where we stand with crypto.com. I'm going to go ahead and share my phone with you guys. I started the, here we go. All right, let's do that. And there we go. Oh, it dipped a little below 23. But actually, I think if we look at this one, oh, no, it says 22.93. It was 23 most of the day. In fact, on crypto.com, it was like 23.2, 23.1. But Dan and I have kind of decided that crypto.com slightly higher. Although earlier in the day, when I looked at CoinDesk, CoinDesk had a higher price than crypto.com, which is a little out of the ordinary, but it happens occasionally, I guess. Question about the new tax season: how to download my staked ADA from Daedalus wallet from last year. That really depends on the tax service you use. There are several tax services, although they aren't that great with staking. Some of them are. They mostly focus on basically just capital gains and losses on trades. And so one of them is Coin Tracker, which looks like I spelled wrong. Didn't I? Right. What? Yeah, I spelled that wrong. There should be a C in there, right? Right. So CoinTracker is a good site for doing your crypto taxes. And basically, you follow the instructions to add your ADA wallet into CoinTracker, and it will automatically connect to your history. So if you have earnings in ADA and it to the best of its ability to handle that, if it does, which I think it might, it would be great if there was more support for how. I don't even know that the tax regulations in the U.S. are clear on what crypto staking is or how it's handled. They may have some generic rules on it right now that are in place, but I think they're supposedly working on it. Another one is Coinly. Yeah, I just want their main. I don't want their affiliate site. Doggone it. I don't know why it's going to do that. Coinly, right? Is that, can I don't want .com. Let me try that. .com. There we go. It's not going to come up, is it? Okay. I don't know why it's not. Okay, there we go. Right, there's another one. There are a lot of tax services, but you basically provide the public address of your wallets and it gives it access to your history. That's the best I can answer that. Okay, so we've got this. Bitcoin soars over 23, according to my title of the live stream. And this market breakdown is basically talking about where we stood less than 24 hours ago, right? Highest point since mid-September as the broader cryptocurrency market continued its unexpected 2023 rally. The largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization was recently trading as high as 22,387, up 5.4% over the previous 24 hours. As I mentioned, shrugging off the announcement late Thursday that Genesis Global Holdco, LLC, the holding company of troubled cryptocurrency lender Genesis Global Capital, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection late Thursday. Genesis and CoinDesk are owned by Digital Currency Group, right? So this website is owned by the parent company of Genesis Trading. Ethereum followed similar path, recently rising 5.2%. Crypto.com has Ethereum currently at 1641, which is really impressive. I think it was really up higher earlier today, but Ethereum has been pretty impressive, right? So Crypto.com is a great place to check prices, and you can also buy and sell crypto right on your phone. You can deposit and withdraw cryptocurrency on Crypto.com, and you can stake within their platform, and they have a metal Visa card, which I knew I brought my wallet down here for a reason today. It's a pretty cool metal card that you can use. It's attached to your account, so it's very easy to what they call top up the card, which is basically just selling crypto directly from your account, and it goes onto the proceeds from the sale go directly onto your card within seconds, and then you can take it into a store and make a purchase anywhere Visa is accepted. It also works at ATMs, right? So, but keep in mind, it will most likely be a non-ATM withdrawal, right? So you'll probably get the ATM will probably charge you a couple of bucks because this card isn't their bank, right? But still, it's a great way to liquidate your crypto within seconds, right? Anyway, so let's go over to the next story. Crypto market analysis, Bitcoin, Ether top weekly leaderboard, but some indicators suggest a market retreat. I think Dan had talked about the fact that according to the charts, we need to stay above like the 19.2 mark or the 19,500 mark by the close of this week. And it's looking pretty good unless we have a precipitous drop sometime tomorrow. We'll probably stay above that line. But, Monday can be a volatile day because, everybody's back at work and, people are digesting the news that hit over the weekend or late in the week, right? So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but it seems like we're working pretty good. But markets are markets, and some of these issues might affect the price of Bitcoin. One of them is that, let's see, they said, here we go. Let me see. I know it's in here somewhere. So where people will probably start to take profits following the 30% year-to-date move. And it's just natural for traders to take profits when any stock or commodity or digital currency goes up that much, right? Back in the days of the stock market, a 30% return was just almost unheard of, right? Traditionally, stocks, a 10% return on a stock is considered, good, right? So when anything runs up 30%, and we're talking year to date, that's 21 days. So if you are holding an asset, or say you purchased an asset and the value has gone up 30%, it's smart if you're a trading type to go ahead and take some profits, right? So that could affect our market as a whole. And we're looking to protect against price declines related to the Genesis filing, right? Sometimes it takes a few days for people to digest news. And there'll be more news coming out related to this. Other companies that might be affected by their bankruptcy might affect the market, the crypto market overall. So look for those things early in the week. But as we mentioned, things are looking good chart-wise. I'm hoping that with Dan will mention, that 19.2 or 19,500 will what they call flip from resistance to support. I guess they call that. I don't know. Dan's jumping in there. If we stay close to 22.4 for the next 43 minutes, we're bullish. That's good. That's good. All right. And then, the story that we've been tiptoeing around, crypto lender Genesis files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Crypto lender Genesis Global has become the latest firm to throw in the towel following the collapse of FTX. Now, there is also a cryptocurrency exchange called Gemini, which I should have set up an account a long time ago. I never really did. And Gemini is not Genesis. I get confused. But Genesis does owe money to Gemini. I believe there is a connection here. Gemini has a trading regular crypto exchange, but they also have a crypto earn program that was connected to Genesis in some way or form, right? So they are, so it gets confusing. We're talking about Genesis and Gemini and digital currency group and all that. Nightmare collapse of leading crypto lender traps investors. Gemini hedge funds and DeFi app bankrupt. Genesis reveals list of, So there could be repercussions from the Genesis bankruptcy, right? The firm has estimated liabilities of 1 billion to 10 billion, somewhere in there, right? 1 or 10, somewhere. It's either 1 or 10 billion. We're not quite sure, right? I wish I could talk about that when I'm paying my bills. I don't know. Do I need 1 billion or 10? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Could be somewhere in the middle. Earlier reports claimed the company had been considering filing for bankruptcy protection if it was unable to raise capital to stem its liquidity crisis. Genesis said it had been engaged in discussions with advisors to its creditors and corporate parent Digital Currency Group, DCG, to evaluate the most effective path to preserve assets and move business forward. The company's Chapter 11 plan sees it contemplating a dual-track process, pursuing a sale, capital raise, and or equitization transaction, that would apparently enable the business to emerge under new ownership. So we'll see. So they do derivatives, spot trading, broker-dealer, and custody business. The derivatives, spot trading, broker-dealer, and custody businesses of Genesis are not part of the Chapter 11 proceedings and will continue operations. So I guess it's only the crypto arm. Oh, the cryptocurrency lending and or trading. Yeah, so they got their fingers in all kinds of pies, right? So we'll see how that affects the crypto markets in general. Also, good news coming out of Davos, of all places, the huge meeting of the World Economic Forum, of all the shadowy banker elitists and government people. I think our governor is over there. Whitmer went to go. She's probably just like eating a cubed Gouda and olives and stuff and talking to people, and she's just like all starry-eyed. I don't know if that's her first one. Good for her, brush elbows with the big wigs. But anyway, the United Arab Emirates finance minister made some announcements, and he mentioned crypto specifically. UAE's Minister of State for Foreign Trade, pardon me, not finance minister, Minister of State for Foreign Trade, Thani Al-Zayodi, noted that the country has attracted a lot of talent from the crypto sector. The UAE now needs to roll out the correct regulation to support further growth. Crypto will play a major role in the United Arab Emirates global trading moving forward, says UAE's Minister of State for Foreign Trade. Blah, 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 blah. Speaking with Bloomberg at Davos, Switzerland, where world leaders are currently gathered, he provided a host of updates, right? Crypto will play a major role. The most important thing is that we ensure global governance when it comes to cryptocurrencies and crypto companies. UAE works on its crypto regulatory regime. The focus will be on making the Gulf country a hub for crypto-friendly policies that also have sufficient protections in place. We started attracting some of the companies to the country with the aim that we'll build together the right governance and legal system which are needed. Right? So they're a rich country, right? And they're trying to attract crypto companies. They're open to crypto. They're crypto friendly, right? Which, a lot of crypto companies are U.S. based, because that's where they're from and they're developers are from, but the regulatory environment of the U.S. can be a little tricky sometimes, and I wouldn't describe the U.S. government and or regulatory agencies' attitude towards crypto as friendly. Maybe tolerant might be the right word as we speak, but it's good to have a big, rich country interested in crypto and attracting crypto companies and crypto innovation, right? We have some South American companies, countries like El Salvador, which legalized Bitcoin, and some other South American companies. I keep saying countries. But you know, a lot of people were sort of bagging on them, and it's not going to work and whatever. But people sit up and take notice when rich countries do this sort of stuff, right? Especially countries that hang out at Davos. Happy Chinese New Year. Thanks, Scott. Scott's here. Good to have Scott here again. Cenex 2929 Cenex. Did anybody both have VFi coin? No, I don't think so. I think you were here before. Weren't you here asking about this particular coin? I don't know. Don't have it. All right. I think that's it for the news. Let's go into our agenda over here. Let's take a look at what we want to do today. And let's see. What is a hot cold wallet, right? I wanted to kind of go over that because I talked about it in my video on scams, and someone in the comments sort of corrected me. So my contention in the video was that people talk about hot wallets and cold wallets. And my concept of a hot wallet was sort of a risky wallet that resides on the internet and where you don't control the private key. That was my thinking. And it was like there are certain types of quote unquote wallets where you log in to your account, but you don't really control the private key. And that was kind of my demarcation line. And I excluded wallets like Metamask and Trust and Electrum Bitcoin wallet, which are self-custody wallets. I didn't really consider those hot wallets, but I was informed in the comment that a hot wallet is any wallet that connects to the internet and could be vulnerable to hacking. And I sort of Googled it and looked up, and that seems to be the general consensus. But more specifically, I think a more concise definition using that same concept is that the private keys of the wallet are exposed to the internet, because all Bitcoin wallets and or crypto wallets are exposed to the internet in some form because they have to query the blockchain. So they're by definition connected to the internet. So for example, we have the Ledger device, which the private keys are on the device, but we have Ledger Live, which is the software component of the Ledger device, right? And Ledger Live is considered to be the wallet in many ways and forms. But the word "the wallet" is also overly broad. But when we talk about a Ledger wallet, this is not the wallet, although it's often referred to. This is the keychain to the wallets, right? So the wallet, Ledger Live, can be considered part of the wallet, the outward-facing part of the wallet, and it is connected to the internet, right? Even though this is considered a cold wallet. So it would be more precise to say that a cold wallet is a wallet where the private keys are offline, right? Not connected to the internet. And a hot wallet would be a wallet where the private keys are private keys are exposed to the internet. So whether it's on a phone or a computer desktop or something saved in your browser. As we saw with the NFT God hack, which I can sort of show you here. He basically used his Ledger 24-word seed phrase to set up Metamask. And the seed phrase is basically, you know, the private key of the device. So he set up Metamask and entered, let me see if I can show you on a, I don't know if I have Metamask on here or not. Let me try this. I just want to see if it's in there or not. Okay. Yeah, I don't think... I kind of go back and forth with this browser. I don't use this browser that often. But if we set up Metamask cold in a browser, the first thing we'll do is get the wallet started, right? So we get started. And it would be really cool if they would allow you to connect your wallet here on the at the import section, but it will not, right? So you either have to import a seed phrase or create an empty seed phrase, right? No other choices. You have to set up a password, then it's going to give me a seed phrase. Now, notice that when we do an import, the default is a 12-word. But if you have a Ledger device and you're thinking, oh, I need to put my seed phrase in here, then you can switch it to 24. So it is possible to accidentally use your Ledger device in MetaMask. But what happens when you do this is that now the private key gets recreated using your backup phrase on your computer. So now you have your Ledger, the wallet that Ledger created for you is no longer being protected by Ledger. It's now in MetaMask, right? We don't want that, right? And I believe that's what NFT God did. So he took a cold wallet and made it hot, right? We don't want to do that, right? But the word hot always had bad connotations for me when we were talking about wallets. Thank you, Emmanuel, for that generous tip. I always appreciate it. You always throw a little monetary love my way. So I'm always happy. MUUN wallet. Okay, haven't heard of that. So yeah, so we're talking about what's the difference between a hot and a cold wallet. And hot always seemed like a bad label for a wallet, which is why I personally didn't like to think of MetaMask and Trust and Electrum as hot. Just to me, that makes it sound like it's bad. But hot just really just means not cold, right? Or it's not a, there's another word for cold wallet. You could say hardware wallet, right? But yeah, so I was kind of excluded those from that. But in a way, we can think of any, those wallets that are not based on hardware, where the private key is stored offline, they are hot, right? And then there's another demarcation that cuts across that hot and cold definition, which is custodial and non-custodial. Now, non-custodial sounds odd, but it basically non-custodial applies to you and me. We're the ones that when we control our private keys, it's non-custodial. That means no one has custody of it except ourselves. But it's weird to call a wallet that you control non-custodial, but that's the demarcation, right? So any wallet, I would prefer to use that distinction myself, right? Because non-custodial wallet, or wallet where the user controls the private key, applies to Ledger, Trezor, and also other custodial, non-custodial wallets where you control the private key, like MetaMask, right? Even if you just install it on your computer, you still control the private key. You just have to keep it safe from hackers, right? Because it is exposed. Same with Trust, right? Trust Wallet is a great crypto wallet. Let's see here. Yeah. So it's a phone-based wallet. What's really cool about Trust Wallet is it supports Bitcoin. A lot of these phone-based wallets are EVM-based. They only support Ethereum and other EVM chains like Avalanche or Binance Smart Chain, all this. But Trust Wallet can handle Bitcoin and other chains like Tron, right? You can't use Tron in MetaMask, right? So yeah, and you control the private key. The private key is on your phone, but because it's on your phone and your phone is connected to the internet, it's considered a hot wallet, but it's still a non-custodial wallet where you control the private key. Custodial is where someone else has the private key, and that's like when you keep your crypto on an exchange, like Coinbase or Binance US or Kraken. Nothing wrong with exchanges, but they have the private key, not you, right? Your crypto is not under your control. They'll give it to you if you ask, but if they go bankrupt, you're out of luck, right? All right, so you asked me about MUN wallet, MUUN. Bitcoin and Lightning Network. Okay, so never used this before. It looks like it's a phone-only wallet. I don't see a download for Windows. I have not used this wallet. Let me see. I'll put it in my new tech. Right? Someone asked me about Jax last week. Haven't played with that yet. Looks like I got some work to do here. And it uses the Lightning Network. I had another wallet called Blue Wallet, which used the Lightning Network. And that was a couple years ago. Was not really impressed. Well, the phone-based wallet did pretty well. But I had bought a node for the Bitcoin Lightning Network and really had trouble getting it to work myself. So I wasn't really impressed with the Lightning Network. The Bitcoin network is pretty fast, but it's not as fast as, say, the credit card networks, right? So the idea with Lightning is to speed up Bitcoin transactions so that they're, like on the order of seconds rather than minutes, so that, you can settle up for a cup of coffee without having to wait 5 or 10 minutes for the blockchain confirmation. But it's a network that sits on top of the blockchain network, right? It's kind of a pseudo network shell on top. And it will just say, okay, well, I see the transactions here. I'm going to accept that as payment, but I'm not going to wait 10 minutes because it probably it'll confirm soon enough. So, but it's supposed to help speed up. But I have not used this wallet yet. And I'm assuming it's a Bitcoin only for the Lightning Network. There you go. And it looks like, since it's just a phone-based wallet, that it would be a hot wallet because it doesn't look like it has Ledger support. There are very few phone-based wallets with Ledger support. Keystone Wallet is a hardware wallet that has a phone app, but it is compatible with Ledger through QR code. But there's very few phone-based wallets that'll interface with the Ledger device through Bluetooth. I believe there was one a while back. I don't know if it's still around or not. So that's a little bit tricky. Is it possible to check your passphrase on the Ledger Nano X? Yes, it is. Now, the question is, how do I check my passphrase? So the scenario here is, I'm assuming you got your device, you set it up, You looked at, you went through the initial setup. You saw all of your words. You wrote them down on a piece of paper, and then you set up your Ledger Live or whatever. And now you're wondering to yourself, did I write it down correctly? Right? Is there any way to double check? The easiest way, well, there is a way to double check by, wiping the wallet and restoring it and seeing if the accounts still jive, right? That's a little risky, right? Because maybe you put 10 grand worth of Bitcoin in there and you're not willing to take that risk. Now, you could get a second device and restore it using the phrase that you wrote down, right? And after the restore, see if it works as a mirror device, right? That would confirm that the phrase you wrote down is in fact correct. But there is another way to do this, and that's the Ledger, what is it called? Ledger recovery check. Now, I talked about this in one of the live streams a couple weeks back, and somebody made the comment as, no, don't write down your recovery phrase anywhere. That's risky. You're not writing it down, or you're not entering it into the app, right? And maybe he thought I was talking about a phone app, but it's an app for the device. So when you go over to the My Ledger section, you go to Allow Ledger Manager here. There is an app for the device called Recovery Check. All right, here it is right here. So you can install it on your device, and basically it runs right on the device. And when you run it, it asks you to enter your recovery phrase, right? So you get out your paper that you wrote it down on, or your card, and then you enter each word into the device, right? You're not entering it into any kind of phone app. You're not entering it into Ledger Live. You're entering it directly on the device. And when you're done, the device will confirm to you whether or not you entered it correctly, or if it's the same key that the device is currently using as its master private key, right? It's basically just forcing it to redo the recovery step of the initial setup. When you set up your device, it gives you the 24 words, and you write them all down. And after the next step after that is confirm, right? During the confirmation phase, it asks you to re-enter each word, right? And then, and if you do that correctly, the assumption there is that, well, he was able to re-enter each word, so he must have written them down correctly, right? Now, it's possible that maybe you wrote it down, and that through Gestalt or something, even though you wrote down the wrong word, somehow you entered the right word when you were entering it, like the word is similar or whatever, and then maybe 3 years down the road, when your device flakes out and you pull out your recovery phrase, you'll try to enter the exact word you wrote down or whatever. People have all kinds of weird, like, oh, what if, you go to bed, did I lock the front door? And then you run out and you check it to make sure you locked it. And then you go back to bed, and then you're laying there and you go, did I accidentally leave it unlocked when I was locking and unlock it to check? I mean, you just drive yourself crazy with all this stuff. But yeah, the recovery check is a way of verifying on the device whether the code you enter matches what the device knows to be the private key, right? Just another way to, confirm in your head that you have the right phrase down. Okay. Why is it scary? Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. Yeah, you should not be scared of crypto, right? I know sometimes it is terrifying, but crypto works, right? And it's not that difficult to write down 24 English words. That's why they were designed that way, right? If it asks you to write down a, 500, if I asked you to write down a 500-digit number, right? And I gave it to you on a screen, you know, okay, here's a 500-digit number of digits, you know, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and asked you to write it down. Wouldn't you be terrified that you might make a mistake, right? Very easy to make a mistake trying to write down a huge, long number. But if I ask you to write down 24 English words that are familiar to you, these are not like long, crazy words. They're all just like normal words. Right? There's only 2,048 of them. And they're all words that you look at them right away and you recognize them, right? Alcohol, alert, alien, all, alley. It's not like you're going to see this word and think it's a different word, right? That's the whole idea of converting that huge, long private key into a set of readable 24 words. That's for human beings can process words, right? We do it every day. So it's very unlikely that you're going to write down the wrong word, right? You might get it in the wrong order or whatever, but, you know, take your time when you're setting up the device and you shouldn't have any problems. All right, let's see. What were we going to, let's see. We talked about what wallets are. Let's look at a scam that Dan was nice enough to shoot over to me earlier. Did I close it? I think it's over here. There, here it is, Ledger scam. All right, so Dan sent me, he forwarded this email over to me, and it's pretty cool because we should look at the anatomy of an email scam, right? So you receive this email, right? And here's the email. The first thing you want to do is check who it's from. Right? Notice the email up here is mx3-something something something at mx3.ph. So that's obviously not from Ledger. But you don't really see that until you bring it down a bit. Right? So if you look at, let's look at this one, right? You don't see, well, you can see it here, but not always, right? So sometimes you have to pull it down so that you can actually see who it's from. Let me see if I can give you one here. Yes, here is a perfect example. Actually, it's showing up here. I always thought you had to pull this down. I get a lot of people that are asking me to promote products, and this person keeps asking me to promote the video game Stray. But I look at his email and I can see that it's .cz, which I believe is Czechoslovakia. So whenever I see an email that ends in a foreign country, I'm leery, right? It should, if they're from the company Stray, it should be at stray.org or stray.com or stray.io, right? Or ledger.com, right? So let's look at this. Oh, there's there's some links for the one that Ken sent. Let's take a look at that. Tucker Carlson outlines wild theory to explain Bitcoin price rise, maximum tinfoil. Members of crypto Twitter were quick to mock Tucker Carlson, who provided no supporting evidence to back up his claims. Curious conspiracy theory that seeks to link airline delays in the United States and Canada with the surge in Bitcoin price. Well, that's kind of weird. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we had this crazy Southwest situation over the Christmas holidays, mostly caused by weather, but apparently their system flaked out. And supposedly that coincided with the rise in Bitcoin because you know, just because two things happen at the same time. He suggested the computer outage that caused the thousands of grounded flights on January 11th may have been caused by ransomware and theorized the U.S. government may have brought a large amount of Bitcoin to pay the ransom. Oh, I see. Interesting. Yeah, he has no proof of this, right? So basically what he's saying is because the U.S. government had to pay this huge ransom, they had to buy a bunch of Bitcoin, which caused the market to go up, right? Because when people are buying, the market goes up. I don't know. That's kind of interesting, though. I didn't know about that. That's an interesting story. Let's just drop that down in the... we'll drop that down in the description of anybody that wants to kind of read that story for themselves. Oh, we need to capitalize it. Capitalize so it looks nice, right? I don't know what it is. Uppercase looks so much... I thought I just did this. What did I do? Let's try it again. There we go. See, it looks so much cleaner. So thanks for sending that over, Kenneth. I appreciate it. I had not seen that story. Interesting. I usually kind of like listening to Tucker Carlson. No one is right 100% of the time, but I kind of like that he's counter. I like anybody that's kind of counter to the mainstream thought, right? He's not afraid to speak out, even when it's maybe not canonical mainstream opinion, right? I like it. All right, and then so we were trying to go over this email here, and I got distracted. Let's do this thing. Let's go here. All right, so our Ledger scam, right? First of all, it's not from ledger.com. That's your first red flag. Here it is, SMS two-factor authentication regulations. Well, there are no regulations that are requiring anyone to do SMS, right? But notice the use of the term it induces some kind of fear, right? So whenever anyone talks about regulations, it makes the hair on your neck stand up, right? Bad, right? So they're using that to make you apprehensive and afraid from the get-go, right? Oh, there's new regulations you have to abide by, right? And then Ledger requires all users to verify their wallets in order to comply with the new two-factor authentication regulation. Well, if you're curious, then maybe you should Google two-factor authentication regulation and see if it's a thing or not, right? But this sentence here, for that we invite all customers to enable 2FA process on their wallet to continue benefit from all Ledger features. Right, so the grammar's wrong right there. If it were an English speaker, they would say, enable 2FA on your wallet to continue to benefit from all Ledger features, right? So we've got bad grammar. That's another red flag, that's a tell, right? You're playing poker with someone. When it's a scam email, bad grammar is a tell. Right. So, and then here they have this button that says enable 2FA. Any email that has a link is bad, right? Ledger most likely would say something along the lines of, please go to our website for more details. All right. You don't want to click links in emails because they're generally going to, and they've used the Ledger logo here, which anyone can find online and download. And when you click the link, I'm assuming that it will take, and I don't know if it'll work for me. Yeah, it's just an image. But it will take you to a faux Ledger site. Now, just clicking this isn't going to infect your computer, even if it takes you to a faux Ledger site. Where they get you is when, because it looks so legitimate, you go to download it and then run the install. That's where they get you, right? Once you run the installer, then you're installing malware on your computer, right? Only you can install software on your computer. So generally, when you go to install software, you're going to get a pop-up that goes, allow this to happen, like when you install Ledger, right? So you have to authorize it. So the way what they want you to do is they want to convince you that this is legitimate software so that you will authorize the installation of the software on your computer. And then you'll be infected with some kind of malware, right? So try to, don't react with emotion when you get emails like this. Look at who they're from. Look at what they're talking about. Maybe if you're concerned, verify what they're talking about independently. Like go Google it and see if it comes up. All right. And then look at grammar. Right? If the grammar's off, then it's probably a scam. And then if it has a link that it wants you to, go download some software or log into something, then don't do it. All right. Most likely what it will do will at some point it will say in order to, and I'm sorry, I forgot the last one. If you don't verify your wallet will be restricted. There's the kicker, right? They're always trying to make you afraid that somehow somebody at Ledger can flip a switch and you won't be able to use your wallet anymore. That is completely false. They cannot do that. Even if they block access to Ledger Live, you can still use your wallet, right? You control the private keys. There are third-party wallets out there. So nobody at Ledger can flip a switch to make your wallet not work anymore, right? That's pure BS, right? But that's what they want you to believe. That's how they scare you, right? So that's a very common claim with scammers. If you don't do this, your wallet will be restricted or disabled, or you'll lose your assets, all that kind of stuff. They're trying to scare you and make you operate out of fear. So don't buy into this. All right. Great. Thanks for sending that, Dan. I appreciate it. Okay. How do you use Ledger when you trade? Okay. Do you transfer to the hard? Okay. So we get a lot of people ask about trading on a Ledger. Now I've gone over this a lot, but I mean, I understand that not everybody here has watched my live stream or my videos before. So here's the breakdown. First of all, you cannot just swap cryptos within your own wallet, right? In order to make a trade, there needs to be liquidity somewhere. So if I decide that I want to trade Cosmos for Cardano, right? So I'm willing to give my Cosmos for some Cardano. I can't just do that on my wallet, right? Because that would mean that somehow Cardano just appears out of thin air, right? Because if my wallet has no Cardano in it, or the Cardano if I want more Cardano, right? There's only so much Cardano in my wallet right now. So if I try to swap Cosmos for more Cardano, then I'm basically creating Cardano out of thin air. That's not how it works. You can't just swap cryptos within your wallet. And I know people think, well, the Ledger's safe, so I want to swap on Ledger, right? On Ledger, right? It's not possible. It can't be done. But you can use Ledger Live, which is their software, to do some swaps. Swap. And this will allow you to do it. But keep in mind, you are not swapping it right on your Ledger. You are using a service to do this, right? And the service is CIC, which we can go to their website, right? I forget if we found this last time or not. Ugh, I got crazy internet coins. Not what I want. See, now I can't find it. Oh, wait. I put it in my things last time. Yeah, here. All right. So you could just go to this site and do that swap, right? But when you do it within Ledger, they make it feel like you're doing it directly on your device. You are not. It is the from coin, the XRP, is actually leaving your wallet and going out to their website, right? And then on their website, they have people that own some Ethereum, right? And they're willing to trade you. And so after you send them the XRP, they will send you back Ethereum, right? It's It's like you're making a deal with them, but you're not doing it right on your wallet, right? So if you really want to swap or trade cryptocurrencies with a lot of liquidity, the best strategy, which I always use, is I send some crypto to an exchange that I trust, like Coinbase or Binance US or Kraken or Genesis or whatever. I don't know how much I trust Genesis now, but yeah. And then on a centralized exchange, they have liquidity, right? They have like huge sums of all kinds of different cryptos, so that if I want to make a trade, I have my coin. They'll go, well, sure, we got a whole bunch of Ethereum here. We'll just give us your coin. We'll give you our Ethereum, right? That's how markets work, right? But you can't just like swap cryptos within your wallet without leaving the wallet. It doesn't happen. It's not how it works, right? Even when it's within Ledger Live, you're using third-party services, right? It's not happening within your wallet. It just appears to be happening within your wallet through a third-party service, right? But rest assured, your XRP is leaving, right? It's going somewhere else, and then that somewhere else is sending that secondary crypto back to you, right? So it's not happening on the wallet. I don't know, I have to explain this over and over again, but hey, I get it. You know, Ledger would have you believe that all of this is occurring right on your wallet. It's not. It is kind of a no-brainer because it is a little safer because they're assuring you that the end result will be in your wallet, right? You don't have to. It's like I don't have to like know how to transfer crypto from here to there, make my trade, and then transfer it back, right? That's complicated, right? So they're like, well, let's just design a service where it looks like it's happening right on the wallet, but under the hood, you're actually transferring it to an exchange, making a swap, and then it comes back into your wallet, the other wallet, I guess, however you want to think about it. Lose small amounts, move almost instantly over a certain amount. It can take time. LOL. Yeah. So, my go-to, if it depends on how much you want to trade, right? If you're trading $5,000 worth of crypto, I feel more comfortable on a centralized exchange like Coinbase because I know they have a lot of liquidity and they can fill that trade for me. All right. They've got deep pockets. They've got crypto laying around. So if I put my Bitcoin on Coinbase, I feel rest assured that I can make a swap. No problem. And then once I'm done, I can transfer it back to my wallet. Right? That's the way that I normally like to trade. Let's see. What do we got? We got some optimism on here, right? I don't know. I forget the Optimism wallet. Optimism has its own weird kind of wallet, if I recall. I don't remember how we store Optimism. So anyway, we'll skip that. How to sweep an ETH paper wallet into a Ledger-based wallet. I don't believe you can do that. You can't sweep private keys into a Ledger device because the Ledger device already has private keys. I know that you can sweep private keys into Electrum Bitcoin, but that's a Bitcoin-only wallet. So I'm not really sure how you would sweep your private keys into an Ethereum wallet. I think you can do it with, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've used this. I can't even think of the name of it. Damn. There was a wallet. Mew. There it is. See? MEW. Okay. I've never seen this before. Haven't used MEW in so long. Yeah, whatever. So if you use Access Wallet, there is a way to sweep in right here, private key. So you can sweep in a private key with MEW. But they tell you should do this offline, and there is a way to download MEW to your computer and then disconnect yourself from the internet and run this to sweep private keys into the wallet. And then once you've done that, then you can transfer from that swept wallet into your Ledger. But Ledger does not have any kind of faculties for sweeping private keys. It already has its own private keys. You can't add additional private keys to a Ledger device. But you can transfer from other wallets, right? So you would have to find. Now, a lot of the time, like, let's see, Bitcoin, paper, whoops. There was a Bitcoin bit address. Okay, so I believe, see, bit address, you can actually create a paper wallet and then save it. But I don't think they have, let me see if I can get it to do its thing here. You got to like mess around with it and give it some, okay. I think there are some instructions somewhere on here about how you can bring in a paper wallet. See, here's the private key, right? This wallet is a bust, right? I'm not going to use this wallet because I just revealed the private key. But I think there might be an ethaddress.org, if I'm not mistaken. I thought they had an Ethereum version of this wallet. I could be wrong. ethaddress.org? I'm just playing around. I don't know if they have it. Yeah. Oh, this is a scam site because they figure some idiot is going to try that address. See? Yeah. No. So, yeah. I don't know. However you created the paper wallet, if however you created it, there's probably some instructions on their website about how you redeem it. Right? Get it into a wallet, and then you can transfer it to Ledger. But there's no way you can sweep a private key into a Ledger. Let's see. We were talking. I wanted to cover 3 of the main wallets that people consider hot, and talk about how you can connect those, manage those using your Ledger device, right? So, okay, so I have a Ledger device that stores the private keys offline. It's a cold wallet. But I want to use Metamask, right? Let's start with Solana. Let's go ahead and start with that, since I was going to talk about Solana last week. So I have a Solflare wallet here. Let me see if I can. All right. Okay. So I have this wallet, and let me see if I can log out and get this. If I'm not mistaken, let me see if I can. What I'm trying to do. It won't let me do this unless I put in my recovery phrase, which is weird. Maybe I'll try. Let me try it on a different browser. Let's try that. Oh, well, let's just put it in over here, right? In our Chrome. I'm not using Solflare, right? So if I want to use a hot wallet like Solflare, I can make it cold, right? By when I click Access Wallet, rather than starting a brand new wallet. Now what's it want? Why is it doing this to me? I don't want it to do this. Okay. Let's go back. Yeah, they make it hard, right? Haven't done this in a long time. Why is it making me put in a password? I don't understand that. As if I already have a wallet. And this won't do anything. Okay. Let me put in my password and see what happens. Am I setting up a password? Oh, apparently. Okay. I hate it when they change the interface to make it. So yeah, I don't know. I think I just created a wallet. I don't know. I don't know what the heck had just happened. All right. Oh, all right. So I guess I did at some point do this. Let me see if I can. Okay, there. Let's try this again. There. That's what I'm trying to get to. Okay. So when we start off, we can create a brand new wallet if we want to. And that would be a wallet that is connected to my computer because it's going to spit out a recovery phrase for me to write down. And the private key will be stored on my computer, right? Somehow the browser will save it down in its preferences folder somewhere. That's a hot wallet, right? But I would rather manage my wallet using my Ledger device as my private key. So notice down here at the bottom, they have the Ledger option. So I can click that. All right, it wants me to connect my device. I'll go ahead and bring the device over. Let's get this on. Let's go over to this left demo and try. Oh, let me pull this over. Should have done that earlier, but hey, whatever. Okay. Things we're looking good here. If I can get this up. There we go. Okay. So before we connect our Ledger, we need to be in the Solana app, right? So it's a couple steps we got to go through. First, we need to go over to Ledger Live, and we need to download the Solana app for our device. Right? I've already done that, but that would be the steps, right? Okay, I want to do Solana, right? So I need to install the Solana app on my device. When I do this, I have created an empty Solana wallet if I've never had Solana on the wallet, right? In my case, I already have a Solana wallet created, right? You can see I already have the app installed, right? So let's get out of this. We'll just quit Ledger Live. Make sure we're in the Solana app, right? And then we'll click both buttons. Now that we're in the Solana app, we'll continue this process of connecting. It wants me to set a new password. It's strictly not a huge security issue because the wallet is contained on the device. So anyone that wants access to the wallet would need to know where the device is and what the PIN is, right? So the device and the PIN already protect the wallet. So this password is kind of not necessary, but they force you to do it. All right. So you create a password and then it connects to your device and it reads the public information of the wallet that you've got created on there. Notice that it shows me a couple of different ones, right? I think the last time I did this, it only allowed me to create one. I don't know, maybe that's just a limitation of the wallet, even though it's providing me 3 different addresses that are derived from, you know, my Solana app. But I'm going to use this one because it's got the balance in it. Right? And there it is, right? It's still, oh, it sees this other wallet has a balance too, right? So I have a lot of options here. I'm just going to keep it simple and just disconnect. Well, yeah, I'll disconnect this one. I can always add it later, right? We'll hit continue. Boom. And so there, boom. I have access to this Solana wallet, and I can use this wallet but it's no longer a hot wallet. It's a cold wallet because the private keys are stored on this device, right? I'm accessing a wallet that I created by installing the app on this device, right? So that's one way to create, is to make a hot wallet cold by storing the private keys on the device, right? So we had talked about this Boink. I think I bought some last week. I didn't get a chance to show you guys how I did it, but I think I was able to do this. Like you go into swap here, and let's say, okay, I want to choose Solana. And they call it wrapped Solana, even though it shows up as Solana in my Ledger wallet. But if I want to trade for this bonk, it's actually showing it because I have it. But I just wanted to point out how many imposters of bonk there are on Solana. Just a bunch of them, right? And if you don't have any bonk at all, bonk won't show up on the top, right? All like these other bonks will be there, and you have to like scroll down till you can find the real bonk. It's kind of weird, right? It's like crypto is, you got to tread carefully, right? All right, so let's say, what are we going to do? 5? We'll do 5. I don't know. I'm not sure how much that is in bonk, but we'll find out. Right, we'll hit our swap here. Now, still, I'm not really doing this on the wallet. I'm doing it on a DeFi website that has liquidity based on the other people that are connected, right? It's not centralized liquidity, it's decentralized liquidity. But my wallet isn't just magically creating bonk out of thin air, right? The bonk is coming from somewhere, right? On the decentralized exchange. We're connected to it. So we'll hit swap here, and then it should ask me to authorize on my device. All right, we'll hit approve. And if everything goes well, it should confirm, right? And then we can go back to the portfolio, and you can see now I have less Sol and more bonk, right? So the reason that I wanted to use this Solflare wallet slash Solana portal, right? You think of it as some kind of, it's a portal to the Solana blockchain and the staking and the swapping and NFTs, right? I wanted to use that because of the power and flexibility, but I didn't want to just create a hot wallet on my computer. I wanted to manage the private key on my device. Notice we had that option, right? When we set up the Solflare wallet, we had the option of connecting it to a Ledger device, right? So the versatile, flexible hot wallet has now become a versatile, flexible cold wallet because the private keys are stored offline, even though we're doing stuff online when we make our trades and, check our balances and transfers and that kind of stuff. Pretty cool. All right. So we can do the exact same thing with Metamask. Let me get caught up and make sure that I'm not ignoring anybody over here. Whoops, let's turn that off. How weed stonks going to go? I don't know. Birds, bees, and trees. Hello, how are you? How's Dan and JDO and the cat? The cat's doing good. Thank you. Cat is getting fat. The cat goes and he scratched some of the neighbor kids a few months back. It's a whole deal. The dad came over. They took their kid to the hospital because I never saw the kid. I just talked to the dad. They took the kid to the hospital, and when they took her to the hospital to be treated for the scratches, they were, under Kent County regulations. They had to report it to animal control. The dad came and talked to me because I guess the cat ran home. So he figured out the cat lived with us. And so I admitted, yeah, it's my cat. So We got reported to Kent County. Kent County came, blah, 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 blah. I had to pay a fine. He checked the cat for rabies. It was fine, all that good stuff. So I let it out, but now I let it out early in the morning so that the neighbor kids aren't out. The other cats in the neighborhood are wandering around, but I just got unlucky that the cat scratched this young girl. I'm really broken up about it, but I was told that he just attacked her for no reason, but I'm assuming that she tried to pick him up. I don't know, because I wasn't there, so I can't say for sure. But my cat doesn't just run up and scratch people for no reason, usually. Anyway, he's fine. It's been a long time since that happened. We let him out in the morning, and we usually make sure he's in by noon. I think cats should be allowed to go outside, right? They're independent. Isn't Solana pretty much dead? Question mark. Wasn't all the DeFi on Serum linked to FTX somehow? Yes, Serum is a project on Solana, and there was a lot of talk about Solana being affected, or their funding was affected by FTX, because FTX did provide a lot of their original funding. And yes, Solana was sort of, we talked about this about 3 weeks ago. There was a story about Solana being 95% off its high. And after I talked about that, I should have bought some that night, because it has since rebounded quite astoundingly, along with the rest of the crypto market. And this token Bonk is a token that was created by a group of Solana developers who wanted to distance themselves from FTX, because at its heart, it is a community oriented project, right? They did receive some funding from FTX, but at its heart, it is a decentralized blockchain project, run by a community. And it has recovered quite a bit since its all-time lows of a few months back. Yeah, the FTX scandal hit the crypto market far and wide, but I don't believe Solana is dead, right? I would not say the same thing for Luna. I'm convinced that Luna is pretty much dead, but there's still people that want to trade Luna Classic because it's so volatile, because its liquidity is so low. You could buy, 5 million Luna Classic for, a couple $100. So people are still playing around with it, but you might as well just use your money at a roulette table, Solana has real world use cases. It was the darling of the crypto, world in like 2021, I believe, because it's fast, right? Suffers a little bit from centralization, but not a dead project. Could you show how to get Canto? I don't know what Canto is. Whoops. I think it was there, and then okay, Canto. So the first thing you want to do if you're interested in a coin and you don't know how to get your hands on it, check out CoinGecko. You can scroll down here and look at its chart, look at its max, see how long it's been around. Hasn't been around that long, it looks like, right? September of last year. So not a deal breaker, but I prefer coins with a little bit of, history, or so to speak. But anyway, but you have this markets tab here, which will tell you where you can get it. And it looks a bit dicey, right? Because the only place you can get it is the Canto DEX. So something that I probably wouldn't mess around with, right? It's a coin that the only place you can buy it is their DEX. Sounds a little sketchy. And then these other, CoinX, Bidget, and MEXC Global are, I believe they're centralized, but they're kind of sketchy, right? I'm not going to say they're scams. I'm just saying they're not top tier cryptocurrency exchanges, right? So I don't know where the CryptoDad's is, right? If we went to their website, yeah. See, I mean, just looking at the website, I'm like, what, who did this? Some dude in the 80s. I mean, it's just the look and feel of the website looks very. It's not professional looking as far as I'm concerned. Connect wallet. So apparently it may be, let's connect it to this generic wallet here. We'll just take that off and see what happens, right? Canto.io, is it going to create the network? Please generate a public key before bridging assets in order to generate a public key. It looks like it's connected to the Ethereum. Yeah, I wouldn't mess around with this. I don't know what this is. Yeah, if we go back here, it doesn't have a contract address. I don't know anything about it. I wouldn't mess around with it. All right. It looks like it's connecting to the Ethereum network. So it looks like it's an Ethereum ERC20 token. But yeah. Not really established enough for me to want to risk playing around with it. If it was like a brand new ERC20 token, you should be able to buy it on like Uniswap or 1inch or SushiSwap, right? That would, to me, I mean, at least if it was at least available on, a known DEX, maybe. But buying a coin that, what happens if their DEX disappears the next day? Then where are you going to sell it, right? You can't buy it anywhere. So how are you going to sell it, even if you get your hands on it? So look over coins before you jump in, just because somebody on Telegram or Twitter or something told you about this thing, like it's going to be the next great thing. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm just looking at it. It says it's ranked 318, which is pretty impressive for a coin you can't buy anywhere, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what it's about. I'd have to experiment more before I'm willing to play around with it. All right. Okay, so let's get off of that. All right, so the next wallet I wanted to talk about was Metamask. And we've talked about this quite often, that you can connect your Ledger device to Metamask. Let me just remove both of them. So I can remove this because it's Ledger based, right? And I can remove this because it's Ledger based. So the only thing I'm left with are the standalone accounts that I created when I set up Metamask. And as you can see, I do have some standalone Metamask accounts. The private key for this wallet is stored on my computer. So Metamask, by definition, as it stands, is a hot wallet. It's connected to the internet, vulnerable to hacking. If someone were to remotely hack my machine or gain physical control of my machine, then they might be able to access my Metamask wallet, by cracking the password or whatever, right? But we can make Metamask a cold wallet by accessing the Ledger device, right? Now, when we use Metamask and the Ledger device, we need to use the Ethereum app. So before we start all this playing around connecting our Ledger to Metamask, we need to go to Ledger Live, just like we did with Solana, and download the appropriate app for our device. In the case of Metamask, the app that we need is the Ethereum app. Now, this can get a little confusing. The Ethereum app is the go-to app that we use when we're connected to Metamask. And that applies for all of the chains, right? So we can use the Avalanche chain, we can use the Binance Smart Chain, but when we use the device with MetaMask, we only use the Ethereum app, right? So you would go over here to the My Ledger section and download the Ethereum app. Now, if you've never installed an Ethereum wallet on your Ledger device and you install the Ethereum app, you've just created a blank, empty Ethereum wallet, right? You've just created a private key for an Ethereum wallet that lives on your device, right? Zero balance. Now, in my case, I've already done this and I've already put some tokens into this wallet, all right? So step one, install the Ethereum app on your Ledger device and then exit Ledger, or at least the My Ledger section, because that can kind of interfere with the connection process. We'll just go ahead and get out, right? So now I'm back in MetaMask, my hot wallet. I want to create a new wallet that's cold, right? So some people don't realize that MetaMask can manage multiple wallets. Now, all of these wallets, interestingly, well, the Trezor wallet is different, but barring that Trezor wallet, all of these accounts are based on one seed phrase. The seed phrase that I got when I first set up MetaMask. So if I were to lose access to these wallets, I could recreate all of these wallets just with one seed phrase. The 12-word seed phrase for MetaMask created all of these accounts. They're all based on that one seed phrase. So now I want to create a cold wallet. So I go down here to Connect Hardware Wallet. Make sure I'm in the Ethereum app first. I'll hit both. I'm on the Ethereum app there. Hit both buttons. Make sure. Then I'll go ahead and connect Hardware Wallet. I'll tell it I want to use Ledger. I'll continue. I'll choose the Ledger up here. I'll hit Connect. And there, it's connected to my Ledger device. It sees the public information. I've got two available wallets that have balances, right? I'll just go ahead and tick them both off now, save myself some time. I'll choose Unlock. This does not completely unlock them for access, right? I still have to verify outgoing transactions. This unlock allows me to see the balances, the public balances. So now I've got two wallets. Now this particular wallet, I've used it many times, so I recognize this address. This is what I like to call Ethereum main. So I can rename this by clicking over here, and I'll just rename this one. Well, I'll just call it Ledger main. Right? I could call it Ledger X main if I wanted to, just so I know that this is the wallet associated with my Ledger device. Also, you'll notice here that I've got the other one too, right, which they call Ledger 1. I can rename this one as well. And we'll just call this one Ledger H. Right? I have two different Ledger wallets associated with on my Ledger. Now notice that if I go back into Ledger Live, I can see these wallets, right? Ledger Live supports Ethereum, so I can look at the same wallet in Ledger Live. So why the heck? See, there we've got Ledger, the Ethereum H wallet, right? Same wallet, same balance. I've got the Ledger main wallet, same wallet, right? It's at 0.05. We go over here. We're looking at the exact same wallet. We're just looking at it using MetaMask. Well, why would I want to do that? Well, MetaMask is a flexible, powerful wallet that can connect to DEXs. I can swap, trade, stake, and do all kinds of cool stuff using MetaMask that I can't do with Ledger. There is a little bit of overlap. Some things Ledger can do, some things it can't, right? But MetaMask is a great, flexible wallet. But I want it to be a cold wallet, so I'm going to connect it to my Ledger device. I could have also chosen one of those empty wallets on my Ledger and use that over in MetaMask and not played around with the wallets that I'm seeing in Ledger Live. But they would still show up in Ledger Live if I did an ad account, right? So once again, we've got a hot wallet and we've made it cold by using a Ledger device to manage the private key. Let's see. Birds, bees, and trees. Love how you're in the United States. Oh, the cat. Okay. Who's Canto? I can't see Canto here. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Canto was a person. Whoops. I'm just going to catch up with the chat window. Woo! Okay. I know Daedalus is very slow. Someone's asking about Daedalus. Thank you, Dan. Oh, thank you, Joseph, for that generous tip. Every week you're in here throwing your money around, buying me drinks. Nice guy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your continued help and support. Yeah, Joseph shoots me an email occasionally when he has a question. I can answer him. So anyone that wants to send me an email, my email address is in the description down below, thecryptodad@gmail.com. Feel free to shoot me an email if you have a question. Try to make it clear and concise and not too, so I know what you're asking me, and Joseph does a good job. Some dude in the 80s, yeah. I do not see Canto on Osmosis. Okay. Osmosis Quicksilver going to airdrop. Okay, thank you, Dan. I promise I can't export only a specific time frame, for example, only for the last year. Different questions about staking ADA. Where do you guys staking ADA? You can stake ADA in the Daedalus wallet. And the Daedalus wallet also will allow you to pair your hardware device, right? So if you go into my Ledger, you go download the Cardano app. Oh, I need to reconnect. I don't know why it's wanting me to do that. Oh, okay. It was already connected, so I was like, why is it asking me to? Okay. Whoops. So step one, right? We want to manage Cardano in a cold wallet, right? So we download the Cardano app onto our device, and we've already done that. Whoops. I wasn't going to talk about Cardano, but we can, right? And so now that we have the Cardano app on our device, it bombs me out of that. Looks like the market's going down a tad. My portfolio is now under 8,000. So are we going to hold, Dan? I hope so. Let's see where we are with crypto.com. Things are turning red. 22.9. It looks like it went down, and now it's kind of tipping back up again. You can see what I'm talking about here. See the line there? It like went up, and then it came down, and now it's like dipping back up again a little. So somebody sold, and the market went down just a tad, but then some buyers came in, I guess. I mean, that's the way to talk about it. Okay, so we're talking about Cardano now, right? So we got the Cardano app on our device, and we can go download Daedalus if we want to. Daedalus was also the father of, who is he? Is he the one that made the wings for his son? Skillful craftsman, wisdom, knowledge, and power. Father of Icarus, right? The one that flew too close to the sun. Oh, those suns. All right, so we can download Daedalus, right? And we can install it on our computer, and we can create a standalone Daedalus wallet. The only problem I have with Daedalus wallet is that it is a full node wallet. You have to download the entire Cardano blockchain to your computer for it to work. Even if you pair your hardware device, it still downloads the entire Cardano blockchain to your computer. And it can be slow. Like when you initially set it up, sometimes it can take all day just to sync up the blockchain. And then if you don't use it for a few days and you start to use it, it has to go through that whole syncing process again. So I find it to be a little bit of a inconvenient wallet to use. But you can pair it. It is created by the Cardano people, right? The developers. You can pair it with your Ledger device if you have the Cardano app, so that's cool. And you can stake within Daedalus, right? I don't have Daedalus set up, so I can't really demo the staking features. But you can also take the exact same wallet, right? Let's get into the Cardano app here and access it through an online site called adalight.io. Now, this can be the exact same wallet that you created in Daedalus if you paired it to your Ledger, right? You can't take your standalone wallet and do this. I don't need that. So what I want to do is connect my hardware wallet, and I've got a lot of choices here. I'm going to use the Ledger. All right, the Cardano app is open and ready on my device. All right, now you'll notice that my device will confirm the export of the public keys, not the private keys. And so lo and behold, now I have access to my Cardano wallet. I don't need that. Well, whatever, I'll keep that. I can see my Cardano wallet in the Adalight interface, and it's cold. It's a cold wallet because I'm managing the private keys over here, right? I've simply accessed the wallet that was, the private keys are stored here. The other half of the wallet is the outward facing part over here where I can do stuff, right? I can see my balance, I can see my transaction history, and then I've got these, I've got send, receive, and staking. So I can, I believe I'm staking the entire balance already. So I could switch delegators over here. I believe I'm not sure what pool I'm using. I've never tried to redelegate. I probably should keep more attention on it. But for Cardano, for me, it was just kind of a set and forget. That's probably not the best strategy if you're like into it, because I know that some delegators, they could go defunct, right? They could get cold or whatever. It's probably better to like stay on top of all this and choose a good delegator or whatever, but I don't, right? But I believe you can set up staking here in adalight.io for a Ledger-based Cardano wallet, right? So here we go again. We're using software that's online, but we've made it cold by using our Ledger device as our to manage the private keys. All right, pretty cool. We can also do the same thing with Yori. I think that's how you spell it. We can do the same thing in Yori, but I believe you got to. What is it? You got to download? Oh, okay. So we can do Chrome, Edge, Firefox. Well, what am I in? Well, Chrome will work in Brave. I don't know why I'm not doing this in. Why don't we do this in Chrome, right? Okay. It's being referred to as a light wallet. The term light wallet generally means that you don't have to download the entire blockchain to your computer, right? That's the beauty. Slightly less secure because when you run a node, it's, no one can fool you, right? All right, so let's check it out. I'm going to use English. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, whatever. I don't know what all this means. Oh, now what? What are you doing to me? Why are you installing stuff on my computer? Whatever. Payment URLs. Okay. Connect to hardware wallet, right? Using Cardano. We'll use our Ledger wallet. We'll use a standard wallet. We've got the Cardano app installed and open on our device, and our device is connected. All right, we'll hit connect. It's a Ledger Nano X. All right, there's the connect window. We'll hit connect. The device is going to ask me to export public keys again. This time it's only 2, which is kind of weird. All right, there it is. They've given it a name. I could change it if I want to. I'll hit save. And it should be the exact same wallet and balance once it gets synced up. Right? Same wallet as here. Did we swear? I don't know. Oh, we were over here. Exact same wallet, different software, same private keys, right? We can manage the wallet here in this flexible interface and still keep it cold. Right? And I guess over here I can do delegations, right? Choose a delegator if I wanted to. Switch, vote, send, receive, all that good stuff, right? Using your Ledger device with these two. You could do the same thing in Daedalus, but you have to download the entire blockchain to your computer. You have to install Daedalus because it's not a browser-based wallet. It's a standalone desktop application that you have to install and then run and sync and everything else. I'm not going to do that. I don't have time. All right, so we did that one. And then I have one more that I wanted to cover, which is Kepler, which is on the Atom or Cosmos network, right? So if we open up Kepler wallet, you can see there that I'm managing my Atom, right? And we can disconnect this and pretend that, let's see, I might have to. Yeah, I would actually need to delete the app completely. I'm pretty sure. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, let's remove it. So I download Kepler. Huh. Mm-hmm. I think he was Polish, wasn't he? I'm not sure. Famous Polish astronomer. Kepler. Yeah. All right. So step one, I go over to Ledger Live. I go to the My Ledger section and I download the Atom app, right? Because I want to manage my Atom, right? So I connect my device, open up the My Ledger section, and then search for Cosmos. There it is. I install it on my device. If I've never done this before, then when I install the Cosmos app, I have created a brand new Cosmos-based wallet on my device that's got a zero balance, right? In my case, I've already done this. I have a wallet on here that has already been created and has a balance. But if you're doing it for the first time, it'd just be an empty wallet, right? Once we get the Atom app installed, or the Cosmos app, we'll go over there. We'll get ready. Let's go ahead and just exit Ledger Live. Now we've got Kepler here. We'll hit Add to Chrome. We'll hit Add Extension. Kepler has been added to Chrome. All right, there it is. Brand new Kepler wallet. I could create one. They'll give me a seed phrase, and the private key will be stored on my computer, via my browser. That'd be a hot wallet, right? We want a cold wallet. We want to use a Ledger device to manage the private key. So we'll use import Ledger, right? First, we need to make sure we're in the Cosmos app. We'll click import Ledger. We'll give it a name. We'll call it, whoops. We'll call it Ledger Nano X. I'll give it a password. They forced me to do this. Just an extra layer of security. All right. All right. Now I've got this guy ready to go. Cosmos is installed and running on the device. The device is connected to the computer. All right. Let's hit next. It's going to want to pair up. Open the extension and sign in. Oh, okay. All right, so now we can go up here to Kepler. Was it down on the bottom? Okay, here it is. All right, and bobbity boo, it's back. Right, same balance and everything. Poo. So, and why would I want to use Kepler? Because Kepler has all kinds of cool features. Let's go over here. I can go to stake, or I'll go ahead. I'm already staking, so let's go over to claim, and just wants me to. Okay, so I'll go ahead and claim this little bit of Cosmos that. I go through all this. I approve all this. Everything has to be approved on the device. That's the security of a cold wallet. All right, I just got a little more. If I go over to stake, it takes me over here. And I've got all these controls where, all these flexible controls where I can stake Atom on different validators. I have access to the Osmos chain over here in the Kepler dashboard. So a very powerful and flexible wallet that I can keep cold by managing the private keys from my device, right? So always try to use your hardware device with wallets like this. And most of the major wallets support Ledger, right? Cardano wallets support Ledger. Kepler, Atom wallets support Ledger. Metamask supports Ledger, right? So always good. Now, if all you have is a phone, then your options are a little more limited, right? It's kind of hard to, use hardware devices with your phone, offline hardware devices. Possible, but it's not trivial, right? You have to work a little harder at it. But if you've got a little desktop computer and a Ledger device, you're in business, right? Do all kinds of fun stuff. Let's go back over here. Dan has been busy, busy, busy. I see Dan writing furiously because he's the one answering the questions that I'm ignoring. Okay, so we talked a little bit about Daedalus, Cenex, 2929 Cenex. Any tips on picking a stake pool for ADA? No, I'm not. Like I said, I'm pretty lax when it comes to staking pools. I should be a little more involved in that, but it's a bit of a black art. It's a little tough, but you want a staking pool. Usually you can look over staking pools. There's kind of a fine art to it. You don't want a huge staking pool because you don't want it to be overly centralized. It's good for the blockchain if the delegators are more spread out. But you also want a delegator that's going to be up, running. You don't want a delegator that's only running 50% of the time, right? So most of them are up most of the time, but generally, let's see if I can find a list of delegators. Okay, here. So this is Atom, but ADA works very similar, right? You can look at the delegators in Daedalus Wallet or adalite.io. Look at the commission, right? You don't want to choose a delegator that takes 100% commission because that means they take all of the earnings. The reason they do that is because they're telling you that they don't need any more stakers, right? They're full, right? So they just set their commission at 100%, right? So rule number one, don't use one that's 100%. You won't get anything back. They'll tell you what the APR is. You can look at that. So you don't want the most centralized. You want to, but you do want one, and then somewhere here I don't see. They usually have some way of showing you their uptime, right? So I think you can. Let's see if I can. Usually you can click. Oh, here, there's their website. You can go to their website and find out all the details about their uptime and that. You want one that's like 95% or higher, or like 97 or higher, right? You want them to be up and running, earning for you, right? You don't want a delegator that's only running part of the time, right? That stands to reason, right? So you want a delegator with, you know, uptime, pays decent commission, and is not too centralized, like overloaded, right? But it's basically just a matter of like poking around and doing your own research. There's no hard and fast rules, you know. It's not like, oh, use Stakefish. I can't, you know, that's not good advice, you know. Or, oh, but make sure you use Everstake, right? You have to figure it out for yourself. I know. That's what self-custody is all about, self-responsibility. It's like, it's not set and forget, right? Even though I treat it that way sometimes. Could you show us how to do a swap from Ethereum to Litecoin on the new Shapeshift web wallet? Shapeshift. I haven't used Shapeshift in a really long time. And I think you need a keystone wallet, not keystone, keep key. I think you need a keep key for Shapeshifter. Maybe not. I haven't used my keep key wallet in a long time. I would have to dig through my doors. Yeah, see, they have their own hardware wallet, right? Launch DApp. I don't know if you can use it standalone. Let's see. Let's see what other wallets they support. Okay, whatever. No thanks. Take me to the private version. Okay. Okay, connect. Shapeshift kind of got into some controversy way back in the day, back in like 2018 or 19. It used to be kind of anonymous, right? You used to be able to just connect to their site and swap, right? And then they added the requirement that you had to provide an email, and a lot of purists were upset about it. But I think now you're able to connect without creating an account, right? That was the thing. People were like, hey, wait a minute, you know, crypto is supposed to be, you know, anonymous. Although we don't hear a whole bunch of talk about anonymity anymore. Privacy, yes, but anonymity is nearly impossible. Anyway, let's see. What's a Connect wallet? Okay, so they give you several options. I don't see. I guess the Shapeshift would be the key. Oh, here's the keep key, right? Shapeshift wallet. I don't know. I guess they have an extension that you could download. Looks like you could use MetaMask if you wanted to. Yeah, let's just do one of these for the heck of it. Whoops, not this one. There's not that much ETH in this wallet, just as an example. Yeah, I'm only going to connect to one. All right, so we'll hit next here. This is just a standalone MetaMask account to keep things simple. Click pair and log into MetaMask from the pop-up window, which I believe already did that. Yeah. Yeah, because you can see up here that it is connected to my MetaMask wallet. So this is the dashboard. I don't see... Oh, here's trade. So, but I don't see how I would be able to swap Ethereum for Litecoin, because Litecoin is not compatible with MetaMask. So if I were wanting to swap Ethereum for Litecoin, I think I would need to be using the Keep Key wallet option. I think that'd be the only way to do it, unless maybe the Shapeshift wallet. Let's go back. Let's see if we can get ourselves logged out. Oh, they had the Switch wallet provider. All right, let's see what this is. I would imagine it's going to direct me to download it if it does anything. Oh, okay, so it's going to kind of create it in the browser. Yeah, well, let's see if I import. Will it give me? No, it's not going to give me the Ledger option. Right, so I'm not sure if I create a Shapeshift wallet, whether I'll be able to, if it's compatible with Litecoin or not. Usually, like in the case of MetaMask, has to be an EVM-based token to do a swap. You can't like swap Ethereum for Bitcoin or Ethereum for Litecoin. But maybe the Keep Key wallet allows that, right? I don't have a Keep Key wallet handy right now. That might work. All right, so we talked about a lot of wallets. We didn't transfer much crypto, but we did talk about scams, and we talked about wallets and keeping them safe and secure by managing them with your Ledger device. So that's food for thought. I hope you guys. I don't like clicking on things that give warning. Yeah, I don't. I hate warnings too. Anyway, it's been great. Thanks, Dan, so much for being here and just like handling questions like wildfire. They were just coming in fast and furious, and you were right on it all night long. Thanks for being here, everybody. LTC Perosi was here again. Good to have you with us tonight. Scott, I went blurry as usual. Diesel Kane, thanks for being here and asking questions. Barbara, is it too late to do so? Is it anonymous again? I don't know. Nothing is really anonymous, right? Because they can track your IP address, right? So you're never really doing anything anonymous. And if you're trying to be anonymous, why would you want to be anonymous if you're trying to pay taxes on your crypto, right? So the idea of being anonymous, if you are planning on paying your taxes, then you want to use a wallet and a site that has a history of your trades so that you can pay your taxes. So if you're trying to be anonymous, then maybe you're just trying to avoid taxes, and it's going to be a nightmare for you to do your taxes because you've got some transactions that are on the books and some that are not when you went and did your anonymous trading. So I don't know. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just saying that trading crypto anonymously may not be in your best interest. And trying to do things anonymously in today's world is tough, right? Because there are so many blockchain analysis firms. They can track just about everything that you do based on your IP address, your behavior, all kinds of stuff. So trying to be anonymous is almost impossible. And actually, if you actually are able to trade anonymously, then you've created a conundrum for yourself as far as dealing with taxes and that kind of stuff. Anyway, but whether or not it does KYC, I don't know. It didn't ask me to create an account to connect to my MetaMask. So perhaps it is, they've dropped that account requirement now, which makes life easier for, at least now that your identity isn't tied to all your trades. It's private for you, right? You still can pay your taxes because you can keep track of your trades, but at least they don't know. So there is a level of privacy that has been restored, I would think. Sounds like it. Anyway, thanks again, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget, we do this every week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.